Bill, what is authentic leadership?
Well, authentic leaders are genuine people. They're real. They don't have to put on a show, act like someone else, fake it to make it, as the saying goes. They can be who they are. I think we're all called to leadership, and I think we all have gifts of leadership within us. Each of us is different. It's our task in life, if you will, to discover how to use those gifts to a greater purpose. And that, in a sense, is our calling to leadership, the sense of our leadership purpose, and to take our leadership into an organization, into society, for the greater good. And I think everyone is called to do that, even those who have no direct reports. My mentor was a man named Warren Bennis, who I consider to be the father of leadership. Actually, he was a college president, University of Cincinnati, during the tumultuous times of the early 70s with the SIDS. He actually didn't like the role. And he said, I realized after he resigned, he said, I was not interested in positional power, I was interested in personal power through my opportunities to teach, to write, and to coach others. And he became a great influencer of leaders through that, but he didn't have any direct reports, so that's why I use that as a role model for everyone, even people working on production lines or in a service capacity in a hotel or a restaurant. They are still leading each in their own way.
Warren Bennis is one of my favorites as well. Tell us how one becomes an authentic leader.
I think this is hard work because it's an inner process of discovering who you are, gaining that level of self-awareness, solidifying your values, and then taking it out into the world and rubbing up against the world to experience leadership and how you practice it. I look at it as a developmental process that takes the gifts you have and then tries to develop them. It's no different in that sense than a musician or a great athlete. You don't go to Carnegie Hall to play the cello unless you practice every day. And you start as a young person, you keep practicing. You don't just show up because you're born as a great musician. You have to develop those gifts. Leadership is no different. You have to, throughout your lifetime, develop your capabilities to lead others, to empower other people, to inspire them, but also to learn about your sense of your purpose. And you may not be in that first organization you're in. It may not be in that place. It may have to move to another place to find out how are you going to use your gifts to help this world, to be, if you will, a role model for others of the kind of leadership we ought to have. And that's what I'm seeing now, many people stepping up in leadership capacities to be those positive role models that influence others and inspire others.